Good afternoon, welcome back to my channel, and this is going to be my pickups for March 2024. So we'll jump straight into some gifts that I got recently from a couple of the guys. So the first gift I got from Dylan at Hyper Trigger X is this lovely steelbook Final Fantasy 13. He sent it to me all nice and sealed, and I've got quite a history with this game. So I've played this game before. I think it was the beginning of last year I played it, and I got right to the end boss, and I was really enjoying it. I thought it was really good. Like, I quite like the Final Fantasy 13 kind of games, and I wanted to finish this one so I could then go on to Lightning Returns. But I got right to the last boss, and if you've played this, the last boss is, well, I think it's the last boss, is 3 big Bahamutes. And man, it was solid, it was kicking my arse. But yeah, I was on that for so long, couldn't beat him. And then my PlayStation 3 died. I sent it away to get fixed, but the guy couldn't fix it, which was a real shame. And the disc was in the bloody console itself. So I lost the disc, so I was so chuffed to get this, and I was so excited. And there was no disc in it, so this was just like a promotional steelbook thing. Like, I've seen them before. But I do need to get the game again, and it's really cheap in CX or whatever, so I can grab that at some point. And I need to see if my save file is still on, like, see if my save file is on the cloud somewhere, and hopefully I can get back on it and finish it and get it done and move on to Lightning Returns, because I really did enjoy it. It was really cool. So, Hyper Trigger X, Dylan, thanks very much for that. I do like a steelbook as well. Next bunch of gifts I got was from Scott at Glory Hunter. So recently I've managed to fill the whole wall now with old video game magazines, and he's sent me up a couple more. And the whole plan was that I was just going to, like, rotate magazines, things like that, and just take them out and replace them and stuff. So he's set up a really cool couple of magazines here, different formats as well. So we've got a PlayStation 2 magazine with The Getaway. This is a game that I've never finished. I've played a little bit of it. I think that game was, like, really ahead of its time. I can remember playing it, and it was really during that kind of Guy Ritchie kind of era. It was really cool. It felt a wee bit stiff if I remember rightly, but I remember it being really impressive graphically, and it was so ahead of its time that there wasn't even like a HUD. There was just like the way you found out that you were taking damage and stuff. So, like, there's no life bars. It was like the blood is showing up on your character and things like that. And you started limping and things, and it was a very cinematic kind of open world Grand Theft Auto clone. I'm sure you've all heard of The Getaway, but that's pretty cool. Next one we got is a Games Master magazine. So we've got Big Dave in the front, Big Dave Batista. What else is in here? We've got Hulk Ultimate Destruction, King Kong. But he said this one's got a really cool poster in the middle, and I'm really torn as well about which one. I want to get it framed and put up somewhere, so I'm kind of torn which one I want to put up. This one is the kind of favourite at the moment, which is a fantastic big Hulk poster, because Hulk's just ace. But then again, on the flip side, literally on the flip side of the poster, it's such an iconic. I'm not taking it out yet, but it's a God of War, Kratos. I think fighting. Is it Medusa there that's fighting? I'll get Medusa's head. I don't know which one to pick. Obviously, Kratos, because PlayStation. I love PlayStation, and I love video games more than I like Marvel. But that Hulk one, that Hulk is bloody brilliant. I love that. Next magazine he sent up was a GameCube magazine. So I've never ever had a GameCube magazine in my life. So this is the first GameCube magazine I've ever had. I don't even think there's one up there. No, I mean, like I said, I'm more PlayStation, a Sony pony. So I never really got into, like, GameCube. My friend had a GameCube, but we've got Star Fox Assault in front of that. What else we got in there? TAC 2, Splinter Cell. Chaos Theory. Aye. GameCube was never my thing, but it's pretty cool to have a magazine about for the GameCube. That's a game that I did want to play actually. If I can show. Oh no, that's not it. That's no. Where's the game I was thinking it was? What do you call it? Star Fox Adventures. I think that started off as like Dinosaur Planet, I think they were going to call it. Yeah, that's one game I wanted to play. It looked kind of like a Zelda kind of game, like a Zelda Ocarina of Time kind of game, not like a flying Star Fox game. It looked quite different. But anyway, the last magazine he sent me was a cool Nintendo magazine with your boy Mario in the front. Again, I never really collected Nintendo stuff back then. I still don't really collect Nintendo stuff. Like I do like picking up Nintendo stuff now and again, but like PlayStation is just is where my heart is. But it is cool to pick up all these kind of old magazines, whether it's Nintendo, Sega, Xbox, anything really. I just love picking up all these old magazines whenever I see them. So Scott, thank you very much for these. Oh, actually, where is he? Where did I put them? Here. So he actually threw in something else, which is absolutely brilliant, and it'll go on to the next game I talk about. But he sent up a little card, a Sephiroth card. Absolutely brilliant, man. He's seen these in his local game, and like he bought hundreds of the packets, loads of the packets, and they weren't in my game. I had a wee look around my local game and they weren't in there. I was kind of gutted. But he sent me up a Sephiroth, which is absolutely brilliant, man. I love Final Fantasy VII. It's so bloody good. Which will take me on to the next game. But before I talk about the next game, I wanted to mention that I've got like a project coming up, a project that I'm really excited about, and I've got my team together, so to speak. And yeah, like I'm going to do an announcement video on the next video that I release. But at the moment I'm just waiting for a couple more guys to send a little couple of clips, because I want to get a nice announcement video for this project that I'm doing. It's going to be a charity thing, and for me it's one of the most, I mean all charities are worthwhile, of course they are, absolutely, but this charity in particular is like so meaningful, and like I said, all charities are, but this one is just such a lovely charity that I think everybody can get behind and obviously support. And what I would ask as well, and I never do this in my videos, like I would ask that everybody that watches the announcement video, that they share the video as much as possible to get a lot of as much eyes on it as possible, and obviously make as much money as possible that we can for the charity that we're going to be helping. And just to be crystal clear, it's not for subs or anything like that. Like it doesn't really matter. Like, don't do anything with this video, don't share this video, anything. It's just the next video. Get it out there as much as possible so we can make as much money as possible for the charity that we're going to be raising money for. But yeah, a lot more of that for the next video. Like I said, I'm just waiting on a couple more guys sending a couple of clips, and I can get the announcement video together, and then I can announce it, obviously, and then looking forward to it. It's going to be really cool. I'm quite excited about it. Anyway, sorry, so we're moving on. Moving on from the cool Sephiroth card I got from Scott. The first game I picked up, and probably half of my funds went into just this bloody game, but nothing was going to stop me grabbing this, and it's Final Fantasy Rebirth. My god, what a game, what a journey. Oh, absolutely love it. I played Final Fantasy VII Remake as well, I think it was maybe last month, because I wanted to kind of get ready for this, and man, it doesn't disappoint. It's so bloody good. I've seen people on Twitter and things like that, like people saying that, just like ripping it a wee bit, just saying like this is rubbish, that's rubbish. I just don't get it, man. It's just insane. How can you know? Like, it's so bloody good. This is going to be Game of the Year 2024, 100%. In my mind anyway, 100% this is Game of the Year for me. Absolutely loved it. Just finished it yesterday. Saying I finished the storyline, and there's just so much more to do in it. There's so many mini games, obviously. There's so much story, side stories to go for. There's so much of the map I didn't even uncover. Oh, it's just amazing. My little brother was playing it as well, and he said he's going to go, and Scott said this as well, Glory Hunter. They both had the same kind of mindset that they're going to go and do the 100% for each area, and then they're going to move on, which is brilliant, man. You do what you want to do. But for me, I wanted to just kind of finish the story, because I'm very, very, very impatient. I really wanted just to finish the story, get through it, and then it gives me a kind of impetus to go back to it, like later on down the line, to go back and get all the summons and then finish the Queen's Blood, which is a brilliant, brilliant cards mini game. Chocobo Race, like, there's just so much stuff, man. What a game, absolutely fantastic. So that was, what was it, brand new, 70 quid I think it was, so that was like half of the body, half of my money, half of my total spend went bloody on this, but I was never going to miss this day one, because fantastic. So I got that in game. When I was in game, I also picked up a couple of games. Funnily enough, I picked up The Devil in Me, which was down at £10.99. It's the last Dark Pictures anthology that I need to get and need to play. I really, really enjoyed playing these. Like you have to be in the mood for them, obviously. They're more like interactive kind of movies, but they're brilliant. And this one sounds fantastic. Like it's like a picture, it's set in like a hotel, and it's like the first serial killer or something. I don't really know. I've heard people talking about it, but it just sounds absolutely brilliant. It's like a big hotel with like hidden rooms and things like that, and tortures, and it just sounds kind of dark and twisted, and it just sounds brilliant. And I've been waiting for it for a wee while, to be honest with you. I was waiting for it to drop into the 3 for 2, but that's finished now in game, which is a crying shame. However, they do 2 for 20s now, so I picked up 2 games for 20. So we picked up Resident Evil Origins, so it's got Resident Evil 0, which is a game that I do want to play. Sorry, I've played 0 before, but I think, like a lot of people, like I really wanted to like 0, but the whole shared inventory angle aspect of it really, really, really annoyed me. Like I can remember when I did play 0, I got to like was it like a mansion or like a hospital or something, wherever it is you go after the train, and I remember going up a lift as Rebecca, and I remember running around up the stairs for ages and ages and ages, and I got to this bit and you had to move something or crank something, but she was too weak to do it, so you had to go all the way back to go and get Billy, to take him all the way where you've just trapped. I was just like, no, I can't. I think it would be quite good if you had a wee guide, because I'm no for wasting my time like that. That was just horrible. But I do want to play Resident Evil 0, and obviously it's got Resident Evil 1, which is just a classic, and the remake is just fantastic. Brilliant, graphically amazing, and it's really kind of cool that it originated back on the GameCube. But yeah, we got that 2 for 20, and then we picked up a Dylan favourite, Hyper Trigger X. This is one of his favourite games, and this was part of the 2 for 20, but I got it sealed, which is pretty cool. So we got Hollow Knight as well. I do have this digitally already, but the seal, the brand new version, it's got some things in it. It includes 4 giant content packs. I'm not really sure what the content packs are. I played a little bit of the game and it was pretty cool. Nice graphics, nice soundtrack and things like that. But I never finished it all the way through. But that's kind of cool to get a new sealed Hollow Knight. It was pretty nice to get from game. And then we'll go to Facebook Marketplace. I picked up a bundle from Facebook Marketplace for 25 quid, and it's a console that I don't like heavily collect for at all, really. But it was an original Xbox bundle for 25 quid, and it came with 21 games. The 21 games aren't fantastic, but I couldn't really leave it there. I thought I want to pick that up because there is a few good games, like 4 or 5 good games, and the rest are quite generic kind of games. But in the bundle we got obviously the console, which is still in the box because I've got my Xbox console set up over there. And the Xbox console that I've got The disc tray's a little bit sticky, so I thought at least I've got a backup now as well. But we've got a lovely big Duke as well. I quite like the big Duke pad. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I thought it was quite cool way back when it first came out. So we got the Duke, and then the 21 games we got. Again, like I said, they're not anything special, they're quite generic. In fact, most of them are like war shooters. But I'll go through them just quickly. So we've got Medal of Honor Frontline, which is an absolute classic game. And this version has, and I believe the GameCube version might have had it as well, it's got a 4-player split screen deathmatch in it, which is pretty cool. Is it? Aye. And then Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Oh. Conflict Desert Storm. So you can, when you start seeing all these, you'll see exactly where this guy was kind of coming from. Conflict Desert Storm 2. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. That was at one point 25p in CX. Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Island Thunder. Call of Duty Finest Ever. Conflict Global Storm. That's actually quite a cool wee cover. It's kind of like a metallic kind of artwork. That's quite nice, that. Secret Weapons over Normandy. Operation Flashpoint Elite. Now the thing is, with all these games, like all these military shooters, they're all very generic looking. I mean, I don't know what they're all like. Maybe some of them are quite good, but it really kind of hits home a little bit when if you've been watching Callum with Retro Ghetto, I'm sure everyone's watching him as well. He's been playing Spec Ops: The Line, and without knowing about that game, you might think that was just another generic shooter like a lot of these. But my God, Spec Ops: The Line, man, everyone has to play it. I mean, it's such a strong and powerful game. You know, there's a particular scene in it that you can't talk about because you just spoil it. But this particular scene is like literally burned into my brain. Like I'll forever remember that one scene. It's just so strong and powerful. And when you look at the Spec Ops: The Line in the cover, or even you hear somebody say Spec Ops: The Line without knowing about it, you might think it just sounds like a generic shooter, but generic military shooter. But it's fantastic. Anyway, sorry. Star Trek Shattered Universe. LA Rush. Time Splitters Future Perfect. Absolute belting game, fantastic. I love Time Splitters games. I think they had I remember when the first one came out on the PS2, it was very much just to kind of show what the PS2 could do with its multi-tapping 4 players, and they just got the rights. No, they didn't get the rights for Rare. Rare company split into Free Radical. I think that's what happened, into Free Radical Design, and PlayStation done a deal with them, and they brought Time Splitters 1 to the PS2, and it was fantastic at the time because obviously they were, with GoldenEye and Perfect Dark back in the N64, like they were fantastic 4-player couch death matches, and then they brought it to PS2 at that point. And yeah, the Time Splitters 2 I think was the pinnacle, and Time Splitters Future Perfect it just ran with it as well. Like, fantastic first person shooters, especially in multiplayer split screen. Medal of Honor European Assault. Star Wars Battlefront. Counter Strike. I've never played Counter Strike. I've heard that they're quite good as well, actually. Conflict of Vietnam. I played a Vietnam game not long ago, and it was Shell Shock, I think it was. Shell Shock on the PS2. Shell Shock Nam 67 or whatever it was, I can't remember. And it was horrible, man. But it was made by... No, in fact it was on the Xbox, and it was made by Guerrilla, so the PlayStation studio. And I played it on the Xbox, and it was shit, it was rubbish. Didn't like it. Cold War, so this is one that does look quite interesting. I've never heard of this game before. but it looks quite interesting. That could be up for playing that one at some point. It's the only one that I've not really heard of. We've got Reign of Fire. I remember that was a movie. Christian Bale was he in it? And then Mercenaries, which is a fantastic game. You know, I remember this game when it first came out as well. Like, it was just a big, massive playground of destruction. So we've got all them games. The console controller for 25 quid. I couldn't really leave it at that price. I thought I'm going to nab that. And there is like 4 or 5 games there that are pretty good. And then there's a lot of generic war shooters that could be the next Spec Ops The Line. I doubt it though, but you never know. Got to play your games. Play more in 24, as the Retro Bear says. Play more in 24. So I need to play some of them at some point. So, we'll go on to CEX. So in CEX, I did a short for CEX just recently, but I'll go through the games that I got. I just moved on a few games that had a wee bit of value, and I added it up to get these games that I want to play. So 3 games I traded in. I think it was like 8 games, but out of the 8 games, they weren't really interesting to me, whereas these 3 definitely are interesting to me. So the first game we got was Resident Evil 4 Remake, which is the nice steelbook version. Really looking forward to this. I know everybody that's played it last year loved it. Like Mark, Jordy Slasher, Jen at Retro Rivals was her game of the year last year. It looks absolutely brilliant, absolutely fantastic, and like I got the PSVR 2 for Christmas, and this will be class in VR 2. I kind of want to play Village first in VR, but maybe this will jump up ahead of Village, to be honest. But it looks brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I don't know if I should play it first normally and then play in VR. I don't know. Next one in the flip we got was Kudelka. Again, I think Jordy Slasher, I think he just picked this up not too long ago, maybe his last pickups or pickups before. So this is like a horror RPG. I've never played this before. I've heard it's pretty good actually, to be fair. And yeah, sorry, it says in the back here, the sexiest gothic horror RPG on PlayStation. The sexiest gothic horror RPG on the PlayStation. Surely it's the only gothic horror, I don't know. But it looks really cool, and I think this is part of the series. Is it Shadow Hearts? I think it's part of the Shadow Hearts series. So that looks really good. And then I got this game, which I'm really looking for. This is definitely a game that's right up my street, and it's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I really want to play this. The one thing that, being a big PlayStation fan, obviously, like I watch the PlayStation showcases and things like that. I watched the Xbox ones as well, and the Xbox has got the sequel coming to it, which I was always like, man, that looks phenomenal. I really want to play that as well. But recently, because Xbox has, I don't really know, like they've lost the console war. I think basically, like they're moving their IPs onto the PlayStation now, which is pretty cool. I mean, we're getting what do you call it? That cel-shaded cartoony game, Hi-Fi Rush. So we're getting Hi-Fi Rush now on the PS5, and I've heard that the sequel to this is going to come to PS5 now as well. So I'm really looking forward to playing this. It looks fantastic. I think it's pretty short as well, which is something that I might need after Rebirth, because Rebirth was huge. So it's a nice short story narrative that's powerful, and I think this will fit the bill. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing that, and then hopefully later on down the line in the year, hopefully Hellblade 2 comes out. I can't remember what it's called though. But anyway, I really want to play the Hellblade games. They look really cool. And then in the same breath, with Xbox, I picked up an Xbox One game that I don't think will come to PlayStation. I think Xbox will keep this franchise because it's one of their most the most recognisable flagship franchises on the Xbox. I don't think even they can move that this one. But I grabbed the Halo Master Chief Collection. So this was, I think it was £12 in CEX. So I was going to get it in that flip, but I went down to Cash Generator and I seen it in there for £6, £6.99, so £7. So saved a fiver on it. I do like Halo games. I've played, I think I've mentioned this before, I played Halo 1, I think I've played Halo 2, I've not played Halo 3, I've played ODST and I've played Reach. Every Halo game I've played, I've enjoyed, so I really want to go back and play them all again at some point, and this is the perfect little package to do that. So in this you've got Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, Halo 3 and Halo 4. So that's 4 top class first person shooters that I would like to go back to at some point and play through. And then the last game I picked up at Cash Generator as well was Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. Not a thing that I'm really into. I got this more from my little brother. He bought a new 3DS, I think it was just before Christmas. So when I saw this as well, and this was $5.99, I thought I'd pick it up for him. I've gave him the cart already, but I said I want to keep the case just to put my pickups. But I'll give him the case over as well. I've gave all my 3DS. Like, I had a whole big collection of them, but I gave them all to my little brother because he'll play them more than me, to be honest with you. But again, like, I'll just go and nab them whenever I want them at any point. But he's really enjoying this. He likes playing his games while listening to podcasts. So like, a game like this is perfect for him. You just jump into the world and you just run about for ages. No Mac anything, but I got it from my wee brother. So that was all my pickups, is it? Yeah, that was all my pickups in March. Let me know if there's any games there that you've played, if they're any good, and take care. Cheers.